The Leaning Tower of Pisa is famous around the globe. People from all over the world know about it. Why? Because it leans. This unique feature has made it an iconic symbol. The tower is actually a bell tower. It stands proudly next to the Pisa Cathedral in Italy, forming part of the cathedral's complex. Construction began in 1173. That's over 850 years ago. Imagine the history it has witnessed. The tower is made of beautiful white marble. It stands at an impressive height of 183 feet. That's even taller than the Statue of Liberty. The tower has 8 levels, including the bell chamber at the very top. The tower is undeniably beautiful, but what makes it truly unique is its famous lean, which has fascinated people for centuries. Tourists flock from everywhere to see the Leaning Tower. They love taking funny pictures, pretending to hold it up or push it back. But the tower's lean is no joke. For many years, people worried that it might fall over. Engineers have worked tirelessly to stabilize it. Today, thanks to modern engineering, the Leaning Tower of Pisa stands strong, continuing to attract millions of visitors who marvel at its unique charm and historical significance. The Leaning Tower of Pisa started leaning while it was still under construction. This iconic structure, known worldwide for its unintended tilt, began to show signs of instability early on. It took almost 200 years to build. Construction began in 1173 and was completed in 1372. The long construction period was due to various interruptions, including wars and economic issues. The builders noticed the lean after only 3 of the tower's 8 stories were built. This was a significant problem that they had to address immediately. Why did this happen? The problem is the ground. The soil beneath the tower was not stable enough to support such a massive structure. The tower was built on soft, unstable soil. This type of soil is prone to shifting and settling, which caused the tower to lean. The foundation was too shallow to support the tower's weight. It was only about 3 meters deep, which is insufficient for a structure of this size. As a result, the tower began to sink unevenly. One side of the foundation settled more than the other, causing the tilt. The builders tried to fix the lean as they continued construction. They employed various techniques to counteract the tilt. They made the upper floors taller on one side to compensate. This was an attempt to balance the structure and prevent further leaning. This made the tower curved, but it still leaned. Despite their efforts, the lean persisted and the tower became famous for its unique tilt. By the 20th century, the Leaning Tower of Pisa was in serious danger of collapsing. The lean had increased to over 5 degrees, a critical point. That meant that the top of the tower was 15 feet off-center, a significant misalignment. In 1990, the Italian government closed the tower to the public. It was no longer safe for visitors to enter. Experts from around the world came together to solve this issue. They had to find a way to save the Leaning Tower of Pisa from disaster. The engineers had a difficult task ahead of them. They were faced with the challenge of preserving one of the world's most iconic structures, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. This wasn't just any ordinary building, it was a historical monument that had been leaning for centuries. They needed to straighten the tower without damaging it. This required a delicate balance of engineering precision and historical preservation. The slightest miscalculation could lead to irreversible damage. They also had to make sure it was safe for visitors. The tower attracts millions of tourists every year, and ensuring their safety was paramount. The engineers had to work around the clock, often under the watchful eyes of curious onlookers. After years of study, they came up with a plan. This plan was the result of countless hours of research, simulations, and brainstorming sessions. It was a collaborative effort that brought together some of the brightest minds in the field of engineering. The engineers decided to remove small amounts of soil from beneath the north side of the tower. This was a meticulous process that required precision and care. The soil extraction had to be done gradually to avoid any sudden shifts. This is the side that had sunk less. By focusing on this side, they aimed to gradually bring the tower back to a more stable position. As the soil was removed, the tower slowly began to straighten itself. This was a slow and steady process, but the results were promising. The tower's lean was visibly reducing. To help the process, the engineers used weights and cables. These tools were essential in providing the necessary counterbalance to the tower's lean. They attached cables to the tower and anchored them to the ground. This provided additional stability and helped guide the tower into a more upright position. Then they added weights to the cables. These weights acted as a counterforce, gradually pulling the tower upright. This helped to pull the tower upright. The combination of soil removal, weights, and cables was working effectively. The engineers also had to control the water table under the tower. Water levels played a crucial role in the stability of the ground beneath the tower. They installed a system of drains to remove excess water. This helped to prevent any further sinking and ensured the ground remained stable. This helped to stabilize the ground. With the water table under control, the risk of further leaning was significantly reduced. The project was a success. The engineers' hard work and dedication had paid off. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is now stable. It stands as a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. The lean has been reduced. The tower is now safer and more secure than it has been in centuries. And the tower is open to the public once again. Visitors from around the world can continue to marvel at this architectural wonder.